I will never play Pokemon X for a while. I just started my DS up normally and loaded the game normally, everything. And I had 3 eggs and 3 Pokemon. One was an Eevee I've recently hatched, which I wanted to trade it twice. And another one was a Pikachu, the one that my friend gave me. And I had 3 eggs left. I took one step, it said, oh, an egg was hatching. Happened with each happened not again, and then the final time. But the final time, something was eerie. The background was blood red. And when the egg hatched, it just said, there was a pile of blood. The Pokemon was murdered inside its egg. I'm like, wait, whoa, what? How is that possible? A Pokemon can't be murdered in its egg. But then I went to check my party, and I realized my shiny Volibee was missing an eye and a wing. I'm like, no, not my Volibee. And all the other eggs were gone. Except I named my Pokemon in all caps, shiny, and the rest was exclamation points. And now it just said, help me, in all caps. And I took a look at Pikachu. It had an even grid on his face, blood red eyes, and sharp claws. It took me 1 minute to realize. That's when I found out, why did Pikachu murder my eggs and almost killed my Volibee. So then, as I just went to go play normally, I went to go check my PC box. It said with my Volta in my party that I got from a wander trade from a Japanese girl. It was missing a wing and its tail, and it also said Pikachu is killing. I'm like, what? Pikachu is killing? I wanted to release it, but then he just said he doesn't want to leave. He isn't done with his work yet. I'm like, oh dear, not this. And then my screen went black for about 5 seconds. Next thing you know, my screen was red, blood red to be exact. And when I looked at the PC boxes, next thing I see are no Pokemon, but my Pikachu. Now my Pikachu said, one more kill. I realized I had no Pokemon left, not even a single trace of it, not even a single one in my party. The Volibee that took me hard work was gone forever. And then a random battle encountered. I'm like, but I don't have any Pokemon. Then it says, Pikachu wants to kill you. And then it said, will you use a Master Ball? I'm like, sure, I'll bring it back to its own good, I hope. It will catch it anyhow. Next thing I see, it does 1 shake, 2 shakes, 3 shakes, and then it just pops out. I'm like, what? That's impossible! And it instantly catches it, no matter what. And then the text box said, Pikachu doesn't want to go back, not even with a Master Ball. Pikachu used Frightened Kill. I'm like, Frightened Kill? It's not even a move. Next scene, you know, screen goes black, blood red. Look at my party and says, there's still one more. I'm like, killed all my Pokemon. You killed my avatar. Now who do you want to kill? Then, next thing you know, my screen went black and the name changed. In all caps, it said You! I instantly turned off my DS. I instantly threw it at the wall, took my SD card out, bought a new one, since my game was pre-downloaded. And when I bought my new one, I had Pokemon Y. So I'm like, well, I hope nothing's different. And it said, continue, and it said my avatar's name. I'm like, but that's impossible. I've already had it. It's impossible. That's when I realized, Pikachu, I messed up the game completely. Messed up my DS. I go to look, and then that's when it begins. The terror. I was dragged into the game. Literally. And apparently it was my avatar. And it said Pikachu wants to kill the owner of the game. Pikachu used kill. You managed to dodge the attack. Pikachu died, but his soul remained living, haunting you forever. No, no. And that's when paranormal stuff happened. I went to go see my girlfriend. And when I went to school that day, she wasn't there. The next day, not there. And the next, and the next, and the next. She had suddenly disappeared for some reason. Then, I heard from my friend Rebecca saying something bad happened to Eden, and she's no longer here. I'm like, no, can't be. No! Then my friend Ben died from a bomb from his neighborhood. Even though our town was a good town, all my friends died. So now I'm like, I know what's next, my family. But when I came home, the next day my mother was in bed sleeping. I'm like, alright Mom, time to wake up. You gotta help me with my homework. No response. Mom, you there? Still no response. I checked for a pulse. There was no pulse. Then when I entered my room, my laptop was sitting on my bed. That's odd. I always keep it at my desk. Then words pop up. This is what happens when you have a Raichu and you don't give me a Thunderstone. That's when I realized that the Pikachu wanted to evolve. I told it, why didn't you ask me? And he said, well, it's kind of impossible because you used the only Thunderstone that you can get, that you know of. I started to get panic. I started to have a panic attack. Next thing you know, I woke up. I'm like, that was an odd dream. And I still had Pokemon Y on my SD card. When I loaded the SD card, it said, I heard out of the speakers, even though my volume was all the way down, never use a Thunderstone until I'm back again.